Okay, thanks for that prayer, AJ.
No
I've
problem.
got a little bit of an agenda here. Somebody want to give us a quick synopsis of the scenario? What's going on up in the wilderness?
We crashed and almost drowned.
That's pretty quick, Benny. We zigged when we should have zagged. There you go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna own that, Benny. That's good. We should have stopped when we were ahead, but we didn't. What are the first actions that we need to take as a group?
Get to safety.
Yeah, get to the shore. Yeah, I would say get the broken leg stabilized.
Mm-hmm.
Get that person settled.
Get him taken care of.
Yeah.
Though we don't seem to know what time of day it was, but I'd be looking for, after we got him stabilized, some sort of shelter.
Yeah, look, because apparently it's supposed to start raining, or it looks like it's going to start raining. Whether or not it does is part of the magic of this part of the area. But I would be interested too, just knowing what time of day it was. That would determine a lot of things. What kind of time crunch we were in, if there was any daylight or sunlight left, how much we had. That would have been good to know. What are some of the key items that we need?
Well, they gave us a list of only 14 things that all we had left. So
yeah, well, ideally the key items would be tents. That would be nice. A non-banged up canoe would be helpful. But yeah, we didn't have a lot to work with. I mean, that's just kind of a given. Going on, we're already number 4, so this is okay. Review each item from the table and reach a consensus on the rankings. Okay. Now this is interesting. There's a little bit of a caveat here. Consensus means that your group should not merely vote or average rankings together. Instead, try to get everyone to more or less agree on the rankings. When someone disagrees, listen carefully. When someone feels strongly, that person should attempt to use persuasive techniques to create a consensus. And then we're done.
Sounds like sales.
yeah.
You got this in spades, all right?
Yeah.
So I had, as I looked at it, I had a question that kind of was like, it left out this one key piece of information. It says, so you're there for survival. So does that mean that everybody's staying together in a group and you're not going anywhere? Or are you going to try and send a couple people out to try to speed up the rescue?
See, that's what I was wondering too.
Well, that's interesting because Carolyn and Ryan and I were chit-chatting before you guys came. There is essentially an expert ranking. We have that available to us. And that is something that I never took into consideration about even patching up the canoe.
Because that was my thought was there's two different things. If we're staying there, then my ranking's one way, and that's the way I finally decided to do it. Is that we're staying put, and so that's how I took my test and did it. But then I had another list, at least in my head, if we're going to send somebody out, then that list kind of morphs a little bit because you've got to split it up and have, if you send 2 people for help, then you need part of the stuff to do in a different order. But
right, yeah. So
that's how I did it.
Yeah,
I did it as if we were sending someone out.
Because the last sentence is your task is to figure out how to survive these unpredictable and possible harsh conditions until you can get help. So to me, they're saying, well, you're basically staying there until you can get help. So that's kind of how I based my stuff off of.
Yeah, I kind of went with you, AJ. Yeah.
I based mine on staying there till somebody came looking for him, but also realizing that that might be anywhere from 5 to 7 days before anybody shows up.
Right. Yeah. I needed to think outside the box, and I did not. I stayed nice and tight and neat in my little box, and I probably would have died. So anyway, okay. So the group ranking. How are we going to rank the need of the fanny pack of food?
I personally put it as 4.
Okay. I had 3.
I've got it at 5.
6.
4.
Okay, so we're going to throw Ryan and Benny off the bus. Okay. I mean, we're pretty clustered together in there.
Yeah, I thought it would
I
be
think
way different.
my ranking might be a little too high because I don't know that we need to worry about that most immediately. So I'd be willing to go to 4 or 5.
I would say 5, just because, like, I think water is going to be the most important thing. I also think, like, I mean, it says to stay there as, you know, like for survival or until you can get help. And so the way I took it was that, like, you should send at least one person or 2 people to go and get help. You know, like you have a plastic covered map of the region and you have a compass. So, I mean, like, why not use those for the 2 people to go get help? And then, I mean, you have someone with a broken leg that really can't move and that you're going to need to get medical help pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
At least, I don't know. That's my thinking. So.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The fanny pack of food is important, but I think water is going to be the most important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5.
I completely agree that water is the most important because dehydration is going to be your major first problem there, and I was figuring, well, you're in a forest, you're probably going to be able to find something to eat, whether it's a berry or something. You know, if you get really desperate, there's insects, there's small animals you can get.
There's bears too.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you could take that for granted. But
we can all eat fat. Yeah. And I think it's common knowledge. I think that a human being can go longer without food than they can without water. So yeah, I'm doubly thinking now that I ranked my food too high. We're gonna go with 5. Anybody seriously, strenuously disagree with that?
Nope. Sounds
I'm
good.
fine as long as it's 4 or 5 range.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can go 5.
Okay. Now the plastic covered map of the region. I had that way too high.
That was my number 1.
I had number 5, but like you said, where are we going to go with somebody with a broken leg?
I did 8 because I was thinking you're basically staying one spot trying to survive.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I put it down at 12. Yeah. If you're staying put, I moved it to 5. To 12 because the map's not going to do you any good other than to know kind of which direction help might be coming from. Mm-hmm. If you're sending somebody off, then it's going to move up the board a little bit. So.
Yeah, the only thing I thought of, and I don't know how realistic this would be in just a map of the region, but could you determine any form of shelter, like a small cave or an outcropping of rocks where you could kind of get shelter a little bit, because those sleeping bags are wet, so they're not going to do you much good in the short term. But could you find something on that map that wouldn't be too far a transport for the broken leg to get there and use it for shelter? I don't know.
I think it depends on the type of map.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to know. There's details lacking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So where did you have the map, Ryan?
It was my number 1.
Oh, okay. Carolyn?
Yes, I think it's pretty high.
Oh, okay. You were going to say something else, Ryan? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
You're okay. I was just going to say, like, I mean, I really think that, like, I don't know, I very different from everyone else. It's kind of what it feels like, at least, is that, like, I'm thinking you really do. You send at least 1 or 2 people to go get help, use the map, because, I mean, with the search party, they have no idea where you're at, and it's going to be a long time till they find you. Like, first they're going to realize you're not back, then it's going to take a couple of days, and then a couple of days after that to actually, like, locate you, I think. And so I think, you know, you really do need to send 2 people to go, you know, like, find help. So that's why I put it pretty high. Like, I would say at least, like, 3 or 4, you know, to me. But that's because I'm thinking, like, people need to go find help. This is my persuasion time.
We need help, period.
We do.
Carolyn? What do you think?
I did it as number 2 because of, even though I was thinking about staying, but I also wanted to know, you know, how much further down the river, if, you know, if I could put this is my MacGyver, okay? You know, put something together to be able to float on, leave everybody in one go or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I did. I put it as 2 because, as Ryan said, you know, to see what's around, you know, like you said, Cheryl, whether there's anything else, you know, in the territory of shelter or to get to. I mean, I know it's in the mountains, but a lot of, you know, some people like the wilderness and build little homes out there.
Yeah. I mean, for me personally, I put water purification tablets as number 1
Same
to
here.
help ensure that you got the water. So I'd be comfortable putting the map as number 2.
I personally had it at 8 because, again, I was thinking,
Okay.
you're trying to hunker down and survive. So the map was nice, but you know, it's not your immediate concern.
Yeah.
With how I was thinking it, because you have someone with a broken leg, so you're not going to be able to travel very well as a group. And so that's where I was thinking of, you know, kind of farther down. But if we want to move it up a little bit, I'm fine with that.
Well,
Yeah.
but that again, I mean, if we're hunkering down and staying, the
With
map
that-
is going to be the least of our worries. You know, unless we try to use it to find a resource, but how likely is that? I mean, we can look around or get on top of a hill or, you know, whatever, and figure that out too.
I had it at number 12 with the thinking that, you know, we're hunkering down and being plastic covered, you could either use it maybe to help collect rain for water, but you've got all the rivers and stuff, so you've got plenty of water around you.
Mm-hmm.
But you could also maybe use it to protect some of the firewood as you gather some firewood or stuff to help keep stuff a little dry. It's not going to keep obviously a lot dry, but it might help, you know, protect a wound or you know, that broken leg maybe. So,
Yeah.
but I had it I had it at 12.
Okay, so are we agreeing as a group then that we're staying put for the most part?
No.
I mean,
Right? Okay.
there's two points of view. In my mind, I'm with Ryan. 2 people are heading out. If I'm in that situation, there's 2 of us, or there's 2 people who are going to go look for help, and everybody else is going to, you know, after we get them, we're going to help get everybody secure, and then 2 people are going. But as I looked at what they're telling us, I kind of read into it. Well, you're supposed to stay and hunker down, and so that's why I went with the other mentality. If if 2 people are leaving, then there's got to be a little movement in how that goes.
Yeah.
Right. Well, so reading it again, right? The last little sentence says, you know, you were scheduled back 4 days from now. So it's likely a search party will not be sent out until at least 5 more days have passed, because you could have been delayed a day or so in getting back. So then just now it started to drizzle. It looks like rain will follow. Your task is to figure out how to survive in these unpredictable and possibly harsh conditions until you can get help. So I think that until you can get help to me was like, you need to get help, you know? But like, if it was me in that situation, I would probably be the one saying like, I'm going to go and find someone to come and help. If I'm not the one with the broken leg, at least. Right.
Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know. I don't like the idea of just trying to wait it out till someone can find me in the middle of nowhere. But
so if we're sending somebody for help, I would put it at 3 or 4.
Yeah, it just depends on how you want to look at it, you know.
right. I would vote for 4. Just
What did you say, Ryan? What place?
I would say 4. Even though I have it at 1 on my list, but I'd say like 4 is, I don't know, like that's probably like maybe the second or third thing that I would probably try to do. But
Any serious disagreements with number 4?
Yeah, I guess I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
That's good.
If somebody's going for help, that's a good spot.
Okay. We should probably move this along too. We got a ways to go. We still got more stuff to do. 6 personal flotation devices.
I personally had that at 10.
I had that low. I'm not going tubing, guys. I'm
I
hoping
mean,
I got no reason to float. So that's all I'm saying.
it's nice for immediate if right as you fell out of the canoe, but past that, there's very limited need for a flotation device. So
Yeah.
it's probably just going to end up becoming used for something else.
Yeah. I had it for 13.
I had it for 13 and was thinking of using it for pillows for the person that's got the broken leg.
Nice. Okay. Carolyn, how'd you have it?
I had them as 6.
Oh, okay. What's your reason behind that?
Well, my thoughts was because I put duct tape just before it. I was going to duct tape them together and float down the river.
Nice. That whole MacGyver thing working again. If I ever get stuck in the wilderness, I want Carolyn on my team. Where'd you have it, Ryan?
I had them actually higher, but like I thought about it the wrong way. I was thinking like 6 personal flotation devices. I put it at 3, but I was thinking that they like, for some reason I was thinking it was like some type of like little boat type thing, but it's really just a
life
jacket.
Yeah, I was thinking you could fill it with water for some reason, but yeah, that's probably not the case. But I mean, you could use it, I don't know, for something else for sure. I was thinking you could use duct tape and duct tape.
You can do anything with duct tape.
Two of them would be going along with whoever's going for help, but
the
rest, I had them at the bottom, so.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against putting them later or
Benny
farther
and I
down
had
the list.
Benny and I had him at 13. Is that an agreeable? AJ, where'd you have
about 12?
You had it
I had it at 10.
Okay.
I think there's some other stuff that should be less important right now. So that's what I was thinking. 12 at least, kind of towards the middle between our two numbers.
Yeah, 12 out of 14. It's still not a priority item.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to get crazy bent out of shape. Benny, are you okay with 12?
I'm okay at 12.
Ryan, Carolyn?
Yeah.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay, 2 busted up fishing poles.
So originally I had that at 13, but I was thinking just now that I might actually want that a little bit higher. And originally I was just thinking, well, it's just broken fishing poles, but you can you might be able to use them as a tourniquet for the broken leg.
I was thinking of splint.
Splint, tourniquet, whatever the proper name.
Yeah.
I want a splint. I don't want a tourniquet. Yeah, I had it at number 6.
You could still use the line. I'm sure it's got a hook to go fishing.
Yeah.
If you need food.
Maybe.
You also have duct tape too, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I had them I put them down at 11, thinking you could use them maybe if you found some limbs and stuff to help make a lean-to, or in my other scenario where somebody's going for help, they're getting duct taped together to fix that gun wall of that one canoe.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, canoes are generally made of fiberglass, right?
Wood or fiberglass.
Wood, fiberglass,
Yeah, wood or
rubber,
fiberglass.
plastic.
There's a lot of different
I
types
don't
of
know who
canoes.
did
Yeah.
this.
Okay.
I have them at 9. That's kind of like a middle ground for I think most of you, but
Yeah, you didn't see that as a real priority then, as a real
to
real
me
necessity?
like it was kind of in the middle of the pack. I felt like it's something that is helpful but not like unnecessary.
You can
and
probably
not-
find a use for it, but
Yeah, not immediate, but yeah, I don't know.
so where are we going to put it? Probably middle of the pack somewhere.
Maybe 8 or 9. I don't know.
9 or 10.
I like 9. I like 9.
9 sounds good.
Benny?
9. I'm good at 9.
I'm looking at calling out Benny's name, looking at AJ. Because you guys are so similar. Are you okay with 9, AJ?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, set of clothes for 3 people that are wet. The wet's a bonus. I didn't see much of a use for wet clothes if it's going to start raining and get cold, so I put that way in the bottom, close to the bottom at 11.
I did
Wet
13.
clothes will do us no good. Yeah, wet clothes are going to do us no good.
I had them at 10.
I had it higher because I figured you might be able to dry them out, and they could be used as like cushions, or if you're going to be making, a split, you could use the clothes as part of the split.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay. Ryan, you had it higher up, or did you have it down toward the
I
bottom?
had it 13 towards the bottom, but
okay.
I'd be fine like moving it up. Just I think if you could dry them, like it would be beneficial. But
I do see more use for them other than just wearing them. I mean, they can be a resource. So I'd be okay with moving it way up from 11.
like,
Where did you
8?
have it, Benny?
I had them at 10.
Okay. Where did you have it, AJ?
I had them at
6,
5.
you said? Oh, okay.
Wow, nice.
Can we split the difference and do 6, maybe?
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Since we already
Okay.
have someone at 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got food at 5.
Are we gonna come back and be like, oh, we should move this farther down?
If we have time, yeah, definitely. But see, we
Well,
can
I just feel
overthink
like-
this and kill ourselves.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna we're going through and it's gonna, oh well, maybe the duct tape is more important than or something like that.
Yeah. We can totally do that as we go.
Okay, well, yeah, we can go
One,
through it quickly.
I literally scratched my head on this one.
The frisbee?
One yellow frisbee.
That's number 1.
14, baby. Benny, you and I got a lot of ground to close, my friend.
Number 1. That's your method to collect water. You turn that baby upside down and you go and collect water because there's no mention of anything else that you can use to hold water.
Duct tape.
Okay, all right.
And so
That's
you've
true.
got to have something to put water to collect it from, and then to purify it. So yeah, you could make duct tape cups, but you've got to have a way, to get the water
How
to
well that would taste.
purify it. But in survival mode,
Well,
I
I didn't think of it that way, Benny.
Yeah, I put
Oh,
it.
no,
as-
Benny,
I put
we're
it as
way
14.
Yeah,
I
so
had
that
it at
was
14.
my first. That was my thing. As soon as because you got to have water, you got to have a way to collect it. So that's where
Right.
I had it.
Did I hear somebody say 14 as well?
Yeah, I had 14.
Me
I
too.
did too. But
I
now
don't see us
after
doing
what Benny
ultimate.
said,
That's just not going to happen. But yeah, after what Benny said, I would really be willing to rethink that. Where did you have it, Ryan?
14. I'm
that's what I
gonna
had
say
in
that
too.
I'm gonna say 11 is okay with me if we really have to move it up towards Benny.
I'll move it up to 13.
Benny, I'm
There we
willing
go,
to
team.
move a little bit more and give you 11, maybe 10.
So what are you using to collect your water?
Duct tape. You can make a cup.
Duct
You can
tape.
make a pouch.
You're gonna need the
Why
duct
do you
tape
need
to.
water?
I think we're all going to die. That's just me.
You need the
You
duct
pour out
tape.
the whiskey and you can have
Or-
a bottle.
The
Coconuts.
we're in Minnesota, not.
I know. I served my mission in Minnesota actually, so I was like, oh, I know this area.
Oh, nice. Okay, so we do have a wide disparity even between Benny and me. We've got literal opposite ends of the spectrum, but I'm beginning to see, and I hate to say this, Benny's wisdom. Okay,
How
I'm
about
giving it to you, Benny. I'm giving it to you,
Benny,
buddy.
what'd you have it
Split
as?
split it in the middle at 8?
He had it number 1.
I had it at 1.
Benny had his
I say we move it to like 13.
Oh my gosh.
That's how the fight started. Okay. Maybe we should come back to that one. What do you think?
Okay, good deal.
Yeah, let's leave that
Okay.
one. Let's move on.
And maybe by
Water
default,
purification.
Find a
We'll
number
just
for it.
figure out where it falls at the end. So
that's right.
Okay.
Water purification
Number 1.
tablets.
number
I
2.
had it number 1.
I had it number 2.
Number 4.
Oh,
I said
I had
4.
it.
well, number 4
Because
is
I
number 4 is already
for
taken.
some
We
yeah. For some reason, I was thinking that you would be able to catch rainwater since it seems to be raining a lot with
Mhm.
something, but and so you wouldn't have to use it as much. But I guess what do I know?
I can understand that, but collecting the rainwater is going to take time to get enough water. Whereas with the purification tablet, you can go to the river or whatever and scoop up as much water as you can and put it in there, and within minutes have the water you need.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Where do we want to put this one?
1 or 2.
I'm gonna say a lot higher than that, though. I don't know. I didn't think it was that important, but
I don't either because
I
I
like
drink the
two.
water right out of the river.
I think, yeah, I
I
think
would
honestly,
agree
like
with
Minnesota, there's a lot of fresh water, and like if you get sick, you know,
Yeah.
you're sick, I guess. But
You're trying to survive. You're gonna want to purify it. So
If you got the capability, yeah, that or boil it. I don't know what we're going to boil it with.
I think I'd be okay with 3.
And then there's not much you can really do to boil it. I mean, maybe the whiskey bottle, but
If the fire's hot enough, it'll melt the glass.
yeah.
That's true too, yeah. Okay, we got 1, 2, or 3 available. Those are the highest spots we've got left. Or we switch something else around.
3.
The highest I would go is 3.
Benny?
I'm good moving it down to 3 because I had
Carolyn?
it at 2. So
Okay. 3's fine.
Okay, all right, 3. Okay, 3. Okay, duct tape.
I got it at 6.
I had duct tape at 5.
Ryan?
I had it at 8, but the more I've been like thinking, the more it's more important. You know.
AJ?
I originally had it at 7, but same with Ryan. I'm thinking I want to actually move that up higher.
Yeah, I've got it at number
To
7. Yeah, where you guys? How high do you want to move it?
Well, it's like a 2 or it's like
it'd be
a
1 or 2 or 7.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna say 2.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
could have a
'cause
multitude of uses.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
because we could use it on the. You can use it on the leg, the person. You can use it on the canoe for the people that are leaving.
Right,
mean, you can practically fix the
Yeah.
boat with the duct tape.
right.
Yeah, I think I'm fine with it. 2 because I mean you can use it to make cups and pouches for water. You can use it to fix the boat. You can use it for part of your shelter.
Mhm.
I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
if you're really desperate, you can use it as part of clothing.
Yep.
I mean,
true.
its uses are endless.
That's true.
Yeah, there's just
My
not
kid-
not a whole lot of it, but
Yeah,
Maybe it's number 1 because looking at everything else, like I feel like duct tape could almost be like the top priority out of everything else that we have left to choose from. Oh wait, whiskey. Whiskey's number 1.
What church do you go to, Ryan? My oldest son's first year at Scout Camp. The archery merit badge instructor taught these boys how to make duct tape wallets. You can do anything. So where do we go with duct tape? At number 2, number 1? What do we do with it?
I would say 1 or 1.
I'm gonna go with 2.
I've got 2.
I don't care.
I put it
Either
at
one.
2.
2 is
2?
good.
2.
2 it is. Okay, Ryan's favorite one, the whiskey. We
Number
could start
1.
the forest on fire, they'd find us.
Yeah, they would.
We'd be pickled. Okay.
I actually have that at 3.
I had that clustered. I had it clustered in the middle, thinking of the person with the broken leg, because I had the fishing pole, the duct tape, and the whiskey for them.
Okay.
I had the I had the
number 9.
whiskey to help everybody else that was cut up and bruised, and as that's your disinfectant to help everybody that got cut up and scratched and stuff. But I had it at 8.
It would be a good
I
disinfectant.
had it at 10.
Yeah.
I had it at 3 because I was thinking it had several different uses. You know, disinfect it. It could also be as a fuel starter source.
That's
Something flammable.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I actually ended up putting it at 12 because I didn't save room for it anywhere else.
Yeah. Number 1 is still available, but we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 taken care of. we're kind of getting in the middle of the package or switching other stuff around.
Maybe 8.
I'm fine with like 7 or 8.
Let's go with 8.
Because I mean, you are in the
Caroline?
forest.
Eight's fine.
I'm really debating this because I know getting a fire going is going to be really important as well.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you're wet
you
and
can-
you know it's bad temperatures. But
The
you are in a forest, but it's known to rain, and it's already starting to rain.
Right. Well, so do we want to put matches then at 7 or 1? Because matches kind of you need that for the whiskey, right?
you gotta
Yeah.
you gotta have the
you're gonna
matches
light
to have a fire. That's the other thing is if it's gonna be 20 degrees, you gotta have a fire.
Yeah.
Right.
I had
I'd be
matches
really-
as 2.
I had them at 2, but I also had the water purification at 1. But I think matches would be
1?
good at number 2, and then move duct tape someplace else.
Yeah.
But the
Hmm.
duct tape is pretty critical. That's got multi-functionality written all over it.
So could
Do we
the
put
could
the
the
matches
duct
in
tape
number
and
1?
the matches? Yeah, duct tape and matches go as 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
matches
matches
should
and
be
duct
number
tape 1
1.
and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carolyn. Carolyn, this is your
Well,
wake-up
yes.
call.
Is it?
It's
You're funny.
your turn to pray, Carolyn.
So
we're-
what did you
we're
decide
suggest-
with whiskey and
See how
Duct
come
tape?
she gets a nap? How come she gets a nap and we don't? We're going matches number 1, duct tape number 2.
okay, sounds good.
That's what we're doing, right, guys?
Yeah. Yellow frisbee number
Okay.
7.
Let's hold off because we still got
Just kidding.
a few other
Don't
things.
push us, Ryan. We'll vote you off the island, my friend.
I know Benny really likes that frisbee. He's a,
He's an ultimate kind of guy.
he
Okay,
is.
the parachute cord.
What about the insect repellent?
Oh yeah.
Let's
Oh,
skip
well,
So
who cares
where are
about
we
insect
putting
repellent?
whiskey?
Okay, we've got matches number 1,
Whiskey.
duct tape number 2. Where do we put the whiskey? Where do we put
8.
it?
8.
We got number 8. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'll go. I'll give you guys these all again, at least what I've got, and see if I really messed up. Yeah, we missed the insect repellent. We did kind of skip over to get to the matches, though.
You know what? Insect repellent can also be used for, it's flammable, right?
I had it at 9, but it is flammable, and so you can use that to start fires. It's an
Assuming it's in an
wonderful-
aerosol container.
It's a bottle. It doesn't say if it's an aerosol or not.
Right. I guess that's
I had it at number 12 because I used to live in Minnesota, and if it rained, the bugs don't come out. That's one of the upsides of it raining is you don't get the mosquitoes and the bugs. So immediately, we didn't need it. So I had it all the way down at 12.
Yeah, I have it at 10. I also think the 6 sleeping bags are going to be pretty important, and we don't really have a lower number saved for those.
Yeah, we're kind of getting.
insect. I had it originally for 11, but I mean, are
The
we
insect
fine, like,
repellent, Adrian?
for insect repellent, I had it at 11 originally,
Okay.
but I'm thinking now with looking at everything else, like 13.
I kind of like 11.
Yeah, because I mean we've got that pint of whiskey. That hopefully would last a while, and we could use the insect repellent as a backup for restarting
That's
the fire or whatever.
So maybe 13 or 14.
I'm thinking 13.
Carolyn,
13 sounds
I was
good.
just saying we move
I
it
had
to
it at
14,
9.
but
But
I was just
14.
saying go ahead and move it to the bottom, but
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because with what we got left, what do we want to do at 14?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
put it at 14.
14. Okay.
14?
Okay. Now we still gotta figure out what we're gonna do with Benny's parachute. Benny's yellow frisbee. So that's still on the table.
we'll just see where it falls.
13.
We might get surprised with the expert rankings.
Okay. Parachute cord. 35 feet of parachute cord. What was that?
Ooh, that one's
I had it at number 7.
I had it at 8.
I had it at 9.
I
Okay.
had it at
there's-
7.
Okay.
11.
Have we done 8? And we've done 8. We've done 9.
Got 7 because I had that paired with the fishing pole.
Yeah, what would you use it for? I guess the parachute cord, besides like maybe drying clothes, or
You
Like
can string it. You can string it between trees to hang limbs on to create a lean-to
like a
Mhm.
shelter.
for shelter.
Yeah.
You could also use part of it to tie your splints if you saved the duct tape for something else. You could use the cords for the splints.
No,
To kill the
next.
bear.
I nominate Ryan as bear killing detail. Ryan, anybody else in favor, say aye.
Use it for your bear
Okay.
bag.
Me and my whiskey. Me, my whiskey, and my
To kill the
parachute
bear.
cord.
We got
And the wheels came off the bus.
the pack of food's
You
got
might
to
need
put
to
up high
to
overnight.
climb the tree when the bear comes.
I'm gonna light the bear on fire. That'll be good.
Molotov
Insect-
cocktail.
Use the
The insect
use
repellent with a
matches and
match.
the insect repellent.
Yeah, cook it alive.
Sister McHenry, I'm so sorry. And the wheels came off the bus again.
No, if you're gonna burn it alive, you turn the whiskey bottle into a Molotov.
She told us to have fun with it.
She did.
She really did. Okay, so now the next place I've got available for this is 7. Do you want to put it because 8 is the whiskey? Do I bring that up?
I'm gonna vote for the 6 sleeping bags at 7 and the parachute cord at 10.
Okay.
I think I'm fine with that.
I could do that.
Yeah.
7 and parachute cord is 10. Ryan, is that what you said?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, just because I would rank the sleeping bags as more important than the parachute cord, but
Okay, now here's the deal, guys. We've got number 1. Oh, Benny, and number 11. Now, my take on this is the compass. If we're staying
No,
put,
No,
That's
matches were 1. So we've got 7
We've got
and
13.
Oh, okay.
7 and 13.
No,
Okay.
11 and 13.
13 and 11.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be okay putting the compass 13 because we're not going anywhere.
I thought we had insect repellent at 13.
I'm going.
No, insect repellent is 14, AJ. That's what I have.
Oh,
Yeah.
I must have
We put it
misheard
at the
that.
bottom. Yeah, we put it at the very bottom.
Yeah, I'm fine with compass being at 13.
The compass is going with the guys with the map, and
Yeah,
We don't need it. Yeah, 13,
Sure.
and then
put
11
it-
for Benny's beloved frisbee.
Yep.
Is it an heirloom or something, Benny?
the thing is they're making us rank these. If that's
Uh-huh.
what we've got them all there. They're all number 1.
Yeah, yeah.
They're all number 1. They're in a pile
Oh,
right
you're
there
killing
for
me,
us
Benny.
to use.
You're killing me, Benny.
It tells us
Wow.
we have them all right there. So we divide up. We give some of the stuff, give a few pills to the 2 guys, along with the map and the compass. Fix one of the canoes and send them on their way. And the other
Adios,
guys are.
amigo.
Hey, man.
He
Yeah.
just said that. Okay, let's go through this real quick. For our group ranking, this is how I understood them. So if I got it wrong or misunderstood, trust me, it's not going to be the first time. The fanny pack of food is number 5. The plastic covered map of the region is number 4. The 6 personal flotation devices are 12. 2 broken fishing poles are 9. The set of clothes for 3 that are wet is number 6. The yellow frisbee is 11. The water purification tablets are number 3. The duct tape is number 2. The whiskey is number 8. The insect repellent is number 14. The dry matches are number 1. The parachute cord is number 10. The compass is number 13. And the sleeping bags are number 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can I make one suggestion of
Yeah, what do you got, Ryan?
persuasion?
Sure.
I would also say, you guys can disagree, but I would say the 6 sleeping bags are maybe more important than the set of clothes for 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know it's just one number off, but
Where are the clothes? Okay, so you want to switch those then?
kind of. I don't know. What do you think?
That's what I was thinking.
I agree.
Back through it.
You got to get those clothes. Yeah, we need to get those sleeping bags. Because even if we teamed up and wrapped 2 of us in a sleeping bag, that's going to be a better use of our resources, I think.
Yeah,
I think the sleeping bags will better keep us warm.
And they're synthetic, so they'll dry faster.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to switch them then.
So
okay, sleeping bags are number 6, and the set of clothes is number 7.
Yep.
That was a good point, Ryan. Thanks for bringing that up. Okay, now this is where things get interesting. I don't know if Benny and AJ are aware of this. Carolyn and Ryan and I were, because I found this. I thought it was crazy. There are expert rankings on these. Okay. Apparently, the church went to, let me see, where'd it go? Where did it go? Okay. Apparently, the church went to a couple of guys who work for REI Outfitters. These guys actually take tours up in this region of the country. They're familiar with the maps. They're familiar with the area. They know the weather patterns. These are the guys to talk to. These are their considered rankings. Now, if you guys have got your spreadsheet up, go to column D, okay? These are the rankings of the experts, okay? Number 1 is duct tape. We hit that pretty close. Number 2 are the personal flotation devices. We really missed that one. Now, if you want to go back into the preparation for this activity, go to the agenda, and all this is there, and it explains all of it. So it's pretty cool. Number 3 is the plastic map of the region. We did okay on that one. Number 4 are the sleeping bags. Way to go, Ryan. Number 5 are the matches. Number 6 is the food. Number 7 are the clothes. Way to go, Ryan. Number 8 are the broken fishing poles. We did okay on that one. Number 9 is the parachute cord. Number 10 is the insect repellent. Now, this surprised me. Number 11 are the water purification tablets. Number 12 is Benny's yellow frisbee. And then what else have we got here? Number 13 is the magnetic compass. And number 14 is the whiskey.
I think they have that wrong.
I'm not going there, Ryan.
I'm just joking.
Not going there, buddy. But yeah, some of the explanations for these guys. Now, see, these tour guides, they took it out the realistic window, which I didn't even think of. They talked about using the duct tape to patch the sides of one of the canoes to send a couple of people out to get them to the road, to get them to town, to get a helicopter to come and get us. So yeah, they took it out a whole new door than I never ever would have imagined. But it's really interesting reading. They talked about the duct tape for the as a splint to splint the broken leg, and all this other stuff. So it's really interesting reading. If you guys want, I'll send it to you just for fun, so you don't have to search it out. But yeah, it was.
Yeah, I just read what they had for the whiskey, and I think they're thinking of the drinking of it.
No, actually, this is what it says. It says whiskey. Some may think this is useful for energy or to keep warm, but
yeah,
actually,
I think that's thinking of consuming it.
Okay, good. But this is what it goes on to say. Actually, it has the opposite effect and should only be used as a last resort for pain, broken bone, because alcohol causes dehydration and hypothermia, getting colder. After drinking alcohol, the blood capillaries expand, and initially the driver feels warm. However, the heat is actually being lost, and later there is a sudden feeling of being very, very cold. That's
Again,
the
I keep
justification.
coming back to that, the consumption of it, and I wouldn't use it as consumption.
Right.
I would be
Yeah,
using it for other purposes,
Yeah, starting the fire.
as a
You know.
fire starter or disinfectant.
Yeah. Yeah, but these are the expert rankings, and see now we need to do the math on all this stuff to submit this table. Our group error and the persuasion score, and all this other stuff that we need to get this factored out, and then put the individual score, the group score, and the persuasion score on the bottom, and then turn it in. So some of these we got really close on some of them, we not so much, but it was interesting to think about. It was also, oh, you know what though, hang on a second. I'm going to do this real quick too. Let me find this. Let's blow through this real quick. AJ, just running down the list, tell me do you have your original scores there?
Yes.
Yeah, AJ, tell me what your scores were going down the list.
I had 4, 8, 10, 13.
Hang on just 1 second. 8, 10?
10, 13, 5, 14, 1, 7, 3, 11, 2, 9, 12, and 6.
Okay. Benny, how did you rank them originally?
5, 12, 13, 11, 10, 1, 2, 6, 8, 9, 3, 7, 14, 4.
Okay. Carolyn?
I had 4, 2, 6, 12, 13, 14, 11, 5, 10, 9, 3, 7, 1, 8.
Okay. And Ryan?
I had 6, 1, 3, 9, 13, 14, 4, 8, 12, 10, 5, 11, 2, and 7.
Okay. This for kicks and grins. Okay. All right. I thought that was pretty interesting. that was a fun little deal to do. That was a fun little deal. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'll calculate my stuff out, and it seems pretty easy to do if you look at the formulas we're supposed to use and the columns we're supposed to deduct from. So, anybody else got anything?
No.
No.
Anybody? We're good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording then. Is that agreeable?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.